A long time ago, in a village hidden in the mountains, there lived a young man named Hiroshi who struggled to support himself. Every day, he would leave at dawn in search of work, doing small tasks in exchange for a bit of food or a few coins. His body was tired and his mind was weary, but he never gave up, believing that one day his luck would change. At nightfall, Hiroshi would return to his humble cabin, where he prepared a simple meal, ate in silence, and finally fell asleep, exhausted. Yet, in his heart, there was a flame of hope that refused to be extinguished, even in the face of the adversities he encountered daily. One of these nights, while returning home, frustrated for not finding work, Hiroshi heard a hoarse voice calling him from behind. Turning around, he saw an old man dressed in simple clothes, but who carried an aura of wisdom and serenity. The old man was accompanied by 3 large bags and seemed to be in need of help. "Young man, could you help me carry one of these bags to the neighboring village? It's a bit far from here, and my legs no longer have the strength they once did." Hiroshi, eager to earn any amount, promptly accepted the offer, although he noticed that the old man seemed to be testing his trust from the very beginning. The old man, who revealed himself to be a ninja master known by few, handed Hiroshi one of the bags, warning that it was quite heavy because it contained copper coins. Despite the weight, Hiroshi carried the bag and continued the journey alongside the master. Along the way, he noticed that the old man was watching him closely, which made Hiroshi feel uncomfortable. He thought to himself, "Does he believe I'm going to run away with the money? I'm not a dishonest person." And so, he continued walking, trying to ignore the old man's gaze, focused only on completing his task and receiving his reward. As they crossed a river, the ninja master stopped and looked at Hiroshi. "I'm too old to cross the river carrying 2 bags," he said. "Could you carry another one? In return, I will give you more gold coins." Hiroshi, though suspicious of the old man's intentions, accepted the challenge, even knowing the load would now be even heavier. He asked the old man, "Why do you think I would run away with your belongings?" The master, with a slight smile, replied, "In times like these, it's hard to trust anyone." Hiroshi, feeling offended, reaffirmed that he was an honest man and was there only to earn his payment fairly. After crossing the river with the 2 bags, Hiroshi and the old man reached a steep hill. The old man stopped again and, with a sigh, said, "Climbing this hill with this bag of gold coins is impossible for me. If you help me carry it, I will give you another reward." Although already exhausted, Hiroshi agreed, but this time something changed in his heart. Temptation began to whisper in his mind. He thought, "If I run away with these bags, the old man won't be able to catch me. With all this money, I could change my life forever." But he pushed that thought aside, reminding himself of his values and the reason he always took pride in being honest. However, as they walked slowly, with the weight of the bags increasing with each step, Hiroshi's thoughts began to take a dangerous turn. He imagined how different his life would be if he had all that gold for himself. He could build a house, marry a beautiful woman, and live a life of comfort. Each thought that arose in his mind seemed to feed the next, until he was overwhelmed by greed. "What will this old man do with so much money?" he thought. "He has already lived his life, but I still have much to achieve." These thoughts continued to erode his mind, and without realizing it, Hiroshi began to lose control over his own decisions. Finally, when they reached the top of the hill, Hiroshi made a decision. Looking at the old man, who was moving slowly behind him, he thought, "This is the moment. I can run away, and no one will ever know. This is my chance to have everything I've ever dreamed of." With his heart racing and his body burning with adrenaline, he began to run with the 3 bags, leaving the old man behind. The faster he ran, the stronger the feeling that he was taking control of his destiny. Each step seemed like a step towards the wealth and power he always wanted, but never had the courage to pursue. When he finally arrived at his cabin, Hiroshi was exhausted, but a dark euphoria took over his being. He placed the bags on the floor, eager to count his treasure. But when he opened the first bag, he was paralyzed. Instead of gold and silver coins, he found only stones. He opened the second and third bags, and the contents were the same. A sense of betrayal and confusion overwhelmed Hiroshi.
Why did the old man lie to me?
Why did he go through all this drama? He wondered, now gripped by a mix of despair and regret. Inside one of the bags, Hiroshi found a small scroll. Trembling, he unrolled the paper and read the words that would change his life forever. I am the master of this clan. I have been searching for a worthy successor to pass on my knowledge and position. You could have been that person if you had not given in to your darkest desires. This is our story. The story of how you lost the chance to become the next master because of a moment of weakness. The words weighed on Hiroshi like a mountain. He knelt, crushed by the realization that his greed had betrayed him. And so, the Ninja Master's lesson reveals itself as powerful and applicable to all of us. In our daily lives, we are constantly tempted by negative and destructive thoughts. A moment of weakness can lead us astray from the path of righteousness, and the consequences can be irreversible. We must always be vigilant about our thoughts, for they are what shape our actions and ultimately our destiny. Let us not allow greed or fear to divert us from the values that sustain our lives. And to you who watch and listen to us, know that you are also part of this journey. Join us in the next lesson, and together, we will continue to walk the path of wisdom.